Hello, artists. Today we're going to make an art project involving line, color, and value. And value is how a color goes from light to dark. So we want to make this 3D woven looking picture. And these are the materials that you're going to need today. You're going to need your colored pencils, a pencil and eraser, and your ruler. I recommend that you use a brighter, more dense colored of your colored pencil instead of pastel colors because you'll get a better 3D effect with the darker colors. As you can see here, I actually have 6 different strips that are woven together. I'm going to ask you to just do 4 of them today instead of 6. So this is how we're going to compose our picture. You're going to take your ruler and you're basically just going to use both sides of the ruler. Now, if you want to, before you start, you can make a border. I'm fine with that. So you can make a 2-inch border by marking 2 inches on your sketchbook all the way around. So that your picture doesn't have to be quite so big, because this takes some time to do in order to really get some nice shading in and value in your picture. So go ahead and make your border by connecting these lines. And I'm just doing that very lightly. So the border should be light. This will make your picture a little bit smaller and easier to deal with. Make sure you're using your ruler also. All right, so we're going to take our ruler. I am going to be using dark pencil lines for this so that you can see it, but I want you to use really light pencil lines. So I am going to actually put my ruler at the top of the border that I made. And I'm going to draw from one end of the border to the other. And so there's one line. Here's my second line. So I have 2. Please do this lightly. If you do it really dark, like I'm doing it now, the erasing part of this is going to be hard. So hold your pencil very lightly. So now I have 2 lines. I'm going to make 2 more going across. And 1 more. Okay, so now I have my lines, but this is going to get very confusing when I'm trying to figure out which lines go over and which lines go under, like in a weaving. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put an X where the background is. So this is going to be background, this is going to be background here, 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 and here. So now I can see my grid a little bit better. Now I have to make a decision about which ones go over and which ones go under. So I'm going to start with this line first, going up and down. And I'm going to say that this one goes over right here. So I need to erase this line and this line. So now this one is going over. This one is going to go under. So I'm going to leave this line and this line and erase the side line. All right, so here we go. This is one, and it's one long one, and it goes under this one. This one now needs to go under first. So I'm going to leave this line, but I'm going to erase this line. This one continues under, and then this one is over. So I'm going to erase this line. This part takes a little bit of time, so make sure that you're taking time so that you know which ones go under, which ones go over. This one is going over and then under here, so this line stays strong. And then this one goes over and then under here. It'll be easier to tell when you first start to color it. When you start to color it, where your line goes over is where the light part is going to be. So what I want you to do is to take your pencil and make sure that your pencil's kind of on the side. Don't try to color with your pencil led straight up and down. It just takes too much time to do that. So you want to, I'm going to use red for this line, but remember it goes under here, so I'm not going to be coloring that red. So I'm going to use the side of my pencil, and I'm just going to very carefully make a really light red all the way up and down. So I know that's where this one is. And then it goes under right here and comes out. So here's that part. All right. Now, this one is also going to be red, but it goes under right here. So I'm going to very carefully make a light red. And then it comes out here. So it goes over right there. So you, at this point, you should be able to see the over-under design here. It will get darker as I go. The other color I'm going to use right now is blue. You can use whatever colors you want, but I'm just choosing these randomly. This one goes over, so I'm going to make it a light blue. And this one here is going over right here. All right, comes out the other side. Let's make this one come out the other side over here too. It'll be easier to see. All right, I'll extend you. All right, so now I'm going to start coloring it in, but I need to make it darker as I go. So where it's close to the other line, you're going to make it darker. So it's close to the red right here, and it's under the red, so I'm going to make this darker. As I get closer to where it goes over, I start lightening up. And as I get to the very top, it's going to be much lighter. Okay, so you should be able to see it getting lighter and then darker as it goes. Same thing is going to happen down here. Now, this is where this area right here is going to be the lightest because it's over the red. So I'm going to start dark, go light, and then go dark again. So you have a change in value from dark to medium to light. And this will be dark on this side. So you'll be doing the same thing with the red. So the red, I'm going to turn this just slightly so that it's easier for me to color. I like to turn it on its side. So here I'm using the side of my pencil. It's going to be darker. And then it's going to get lighter as we get towards the center. And I've already put color there, so I don't have to put too much extra color in the light area. Then I'm going to skip over, make it medium, and then go back to darker as I get to the under part of the red right here. Now I am not taking my time right now to make it really clean. You can take your time and really make these lines dark to light. And then it's darker here because it's under, and then it'll go to lighter. Same thing here. As soon as it gets to where the blue is, it's going to be darker because it's going under. Darker here on the other side. But as it gets close to the center here, where it's over, I'm going to lighten up and make it lighter. Skip over a little bit, make it darker, and go off. So now you should be able to see the value here going from dark to medium to light to lightest, and then over. Now, this is kind of messy right now because I've just started. Eventually, I'm going to start cleaning this up so my edges on my shapes are really nice and clean. So you want to make sure you have clean edges here. Don't have a lot of color that's coming off. Now, erasing color pencil is not easy, but you can try. Sometimes, depending on the color, you can be more successful than other times. Next thing we want to do is make the background. So after you've done this and you've cleaned it up and you've looked at it and you realize, okay, I'm light to dark, this looks all good, then you're going to take your regular pencil and make your background. So that's going to be kind of a gray background. So where your edges are of your lines, you want to make that darker. And where it crosses over, this crosses over this one, you're also going to make that dark. So this can go from here to there, all the way dark. This red one crosses over the blue, so this can be dark all the way across. And you want to put your darker pencil on the edges of all of these colors. This red one goes over the blue one, so it's going to be darker right there. Once you have all your lines and your edges, then you can start filling in the background gray. Now, I like to round these corners just a little bit because it makes more of a shadow look instead of making them very sharp. It has more of a shaded shadow look. Then you're going to fill it in within your little boundary with your pencil. So each one of these will be filled in. And you're going to make this neater than what I'm doing. I'm doing this quickly so that you can get an idea of what we're doing here. This, all the background will be filled in. Here, there's a little bit of the background here. Here. Okay, so you can see how I have boundaries and where my lines are. Now, at the very end, if you want to, pencil's great for this. You can just take your finger and you can kind of rub where you have your background and mute it just a little bit, mute the lines, and that looks really good. So in the end, I should be able to see how your colors have graduated, the values gone from light to dark where it needs to, and to the lightest, and then light to middle to light, middle to dark. So your picture should look something like this with your own colors and your own lines. Here's mine again. Here's the finished one for this one with more lines and colors. If you want to do this, I'll give you extra credit if you do 6 lines instead of 4. I'll also have written instructions and the Google Classroom so that you can take a look at that too. This will take a little time and concentration, but once you get the idea of which ones are overlapping and which ones are going under and over, the rest of it is pretty easy. All right, have fun with this. I look forward to seeing your finished drawings.